Live. Guys, I'm very excited. My name is Robin, and I'm here to share the Au Pair USA program. But more importantly, I have two very special guests all the way from the USA, Emily and Melissa. I think you can unmute. I don't know if you want to say hi from across the
Hello,
world.
welcome. Hello. Hi, everyone.
Awesome. Thank you, ladies, so much for taking time out of your day to be here today. Guys, Emily and Melissa are very important guests all the way from AuPairCare, our partners that we work with. A lot of you are dealing with your applications, so you know who AuPairCare are. And for those of you who are brand new to this whole concept, you will be learning a lot about AuPairCare, who we are, and what we have to offer in this whole experience today. So, without further ado, let's jump into who OVC are. And of course, we are going to have some technical glitches. So, oops, there we go. First one, second one. There we go. I'm hoping that my presentation is going to scoot through. So first of all, OVC as an organization, we are obviously based in South Africa, and we are here to recruit au pairs. We do screening, and we do the whole vetting process and telling you guys all about this amazing experience. We help you with the journey while you are still based in South Africa. And the good things about us is that, guys, we have been around for 75 years. Our company is 75 years old this year. So we have been sending people for many, many years abroad. I think about 30 plus years for the au pair specifically. So we have a lot of experience. And we are based throughout the country, South Africa, as well as Namibia. And, you know, if you've been in contact with our offices, you'll know all about it and who we are and what we do, hopefully, as well. The partners, bear with me, guys. There we go. So that's me, Robin, Program Manager for Au Pair USA. But onto AuPairCare. Emily, Melissa, I know you've got your slides coming up, but maybe, Emily, tell us a little bit about AuPairCare, who you guys are, and what you're all about.
AuPairCare is the best agency. I guess I can say that. I have worked here for a little bit over 10 years. I've been a host mom to six different au pairs. AuPairCare is a cultural exchange program, as you all know, that's based in childcare and cultural immersion. So our goal is that you partner or match with a host family where you're offering childcare, but you're also integrating into their family and their lives, and you get to experience everything that the American culture has in different ways.
Amazing. And you too, I was at your birthday celebrations. Was it last year or the year before? Was it last year? 35 years old, AuPairCare, guys. So as a company sending au pairs, thousands of au pairs, thousands of host families, supporting you guys for 35 years, which will now probably be 36 or 37, but real specialists in this whole au pair opportunity. Emily, what is your role at AuPairCare? Who are you and what do you do for our girls?
Well, I have held many different positions within AuPairCare. I think I'm kind of the gypsy. However, currently I am a regional manager. And so what that means is I oversee your local area directors in certain states. So my states are Tennessee, Texas, Nevada, and Arizona. I have a great group of area directors. And my role is just to make sure that you all are feeling supported, that your area directors are meeting those Department of State standards. I'm here to help you navigate issues should they arise, but also to celebrate the amazing stuff that you're doing as well. You have monthly contacts that you complete, so I really enjoy reading over those to see what your experiences have been. In the summer times, we get a lot of baseball. Saw their first baseball game, and in the fall it's football, especially here in the South. So it's just really cool to see all the cool things that you all are experiencing. And then on the flip side of that, it's really cool to read how you all are sharing your traditions, whether that's for Christmas or Easter or whatever holiday that we may not celebrate here, how you all are bringing that into your host families as well.
Amazing. And next, we have Melissa on with us tonight, who is part of our matching team and has a very important job to get you there in the first place. So, Melissa, what do you get up to day with Au Pair Care?
Okay, well, I've been with AuPairCare for 20 years next year. I started off as an area director working directly with au pairs and host families when they arrived in the US. Now, for the past 10 plus years, I have been working helping families to find their au pair. So I am looking at your profiles. I am trying to make suggestions of your profiles for families that I think would be interested in speaking with you. Um, our families love South African au pairs, so I never have a problem trying to find you a family or make suggestions. So that's what I do. All day I'm looking at you, I'm looking at families, and I'm connecting you and suggesting you and hoping that you find your match.
Awesome. So, guys, you've heard a little bit about au pairing and what it's about. Now, Melissa, I see you unmuted, and you'll know a lot about the families. What kind of areas are the families located in? I mean, I know we cover a vast amount of states in the States. So, where would the au pairs families be located, and what kind of areas roughly?
Oh, goodness, we have all kinds of different experiences out there for you. So, of course, we're going to have families in New York, in San Francisco, in Los Angeles, in all these places that you've seen on TVs and in movies. But there's so much more to explore. Florida, Atlanta, Georgia, Nashville, Tennessee, Minnesota, there's just so many great places. Chicago, you'll have heard of Chicago.
Mhm,
So we're all over Arizona, um, Nevada. I mean, all these places, but so you might not know exactly where they are on the map,
mhm.
but I can tell you that really it doesn't matter where you are going. It really matters that you find the right family and you jump in and you experience all that that particular place has to offer. So
Yeah,
that would be my words of encouragement.
very
Don't
good
get too hung up
advice.
on where they are, but
Mhm.
more who you're going to be with and who you feel comfortable with.
Yeah.
That's the most important.
Absolutely. And there's suburban, there's city. I guess we even get those weird and wonderful requests. Can I be in a more farm type place? Is there
hmm
kind of like a mix of city life, you know? What would you?
Absolutely.
Mhm.
Absolutely. So it's not just city. It might be in, Asheville, North Carolina is a great example of a city that's surrounded by beautiful mountains for hiking,
Mhm.
Colorado for skiing and winter sports. So
Yeah,
there's lots of different opportunities, and it's really about sort of being open-minded and just knowing that wherever you go, there's going to be an adventure for you with so many wonderful experiences.
absolutely.
I was on a recent trip, Robin, and I just thought it would be cool to share.
Yeah.
The person that I was talking to was from England, and anyways, we were talking, and they said Americans aren't really known to travel. And I kind of was like, that's kind of weird. We're not. But he was like, but I understand it because every state is kind of like its own country. Like there is a
Yes.
different geography map, there is different things to do, there's different activities. Like it is kind of like their own little countries in
Mhm.
50 different areas. So
Yeah.
it is. I love that. Just keep an open mind because I'm in Knoxville, Tennessee, and I know every au pair I've ever interviewed has never heard of that. However, it is amazing. It is
Yeah.
amazing.
Now, speaking of au pairs, guys, you must know that Emily has actually chosen my personal au pairs from Mpumalanga. She's hosted a few South Africans. So, Emily, what is the expectation? I know you have a very much a handful for your au pair waiting for you on that side. But what does your au pair's day in the life of an au pair look like? What kind of duties and how many hours and expectations are there day to day?
It changes. It really truly does. But on an average, I have three boys. They are magnificently crazy, but they are great. We've had three South African au pairs. All of them are still an extension of our family. So my husband and I are very hands-on, but we both do work full-time jobs. So our integration is like they're really an extension of our family. So they pretty much do everything that we do if they want to. So we get the boys ready in the morning during the school year. Typically, our au pair will pick them up. That starts now because my youngest is starting kindergarten.
Oh.
Um, that starts now at 2, and then they have the boys until I try to start dinner around 5:30 or 6. So they'll play, do homework, help prep for the next day, and just kind of do some chore item list and make sure they do those. So the au pair is not responsible for doing those. However, making sure that my boys do those is her job responsibility. And then we call that a day. So during the school year, my au pairs typically only work 4.5 hours a day. My au pairs and I share a car because I work from home. So normally in the morning, she's off doing her thing, meeting friends or going to the gym. And then during the summer, our schedule turns into a full-time schedule, which is really a cab driver for my boys because they are all into sports and usually doing different sports camps and things of that nature. So their day starts around 5, I mean, excuse me, around 9 and ends around 5. And so during the summer, they don't work any weekends.
Mhm.
During the school year, we try to get in a date night every now and then, but we make sure that those are planned in advance and scheduled.
Yeah.
And we just really have an open communication with our au pairs so that everybody can be on the same page. We don't like wait on conversations. We just do them in the moment because
Mm.
it's better to get them out in the open. And if there is a sudden change or if a boy needs to stay home sick or Casey and I, my husband and I, schedules change, we make sure that everyone is looped in. And so we've been very successful in that regard with that open communication. And the thing that has been the most profound with South African au pairs and our home is really and truly how similar they are. The comfort foods, the driving, the personalities, like it's for East Tennessee, it's really been a good mesh. I mean,
Mhm.
now you all drive on the other side of the car and the other side of the road, which I don't know if I could tackle that. But all of them have had a really good um, immersion into our driving. Like we've not had any issues with that.
Yeah.
So it's been lovely to just kind of integrate naturally
Yeah.
and being similar in ways that we didn't know we were.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So, Melissa, in terms of the matching process, when our applicants are putting together their profiles and, sorry guys, it's just like a schedule. So, like, as Emily said, it's kind of ever changing, early morning to night. Every family will be different. So, it's like Melissa said in the beginning, find that match of where you feel comfortable, the family style, the working hours, the schedule, everything like that. So on that, Melissa, choosing your host family, and you helping the girls to find that match, what
Hmm.
are families looking for when matching, first of all, with an au pair sitting in South Africa? What should the girls put out there? What kind of questions should they ask? What are families looking for, etc.?
Okay, so what I would say is your when you're putting together your application, um, you really want to think about what a family is going to see when they look at your pictures. Pictures and video are fantastic. They want to see you, they want to hear from you. Now, admittedly, not everyone is comfortable talking to a camera, so we appreciate that. But just go and be yourself, talk about your experience with children. Number one, they want to hear about how excited you are to be with their children. The part of being an American family, that's an important piece. But really, we want to hear how much you love children and how excited you are to meet the families and become part of their family. So that's really important. Experience, is important. What I would say is just be yourself, and offer the best version of yourself that you can put across on an application. Because when they meet you on a video call, it's going to be great. You're going to be nervous. They're going to be nervous. Everyone's nervous, but it's fine. And so when you're talking to them, the questions I think that are most important and what families want to hear is they want to hear your interest in their children. That is number one. Ask what their children like to do. Ask what hobbies and interests they have. Um, that way you can sort of, they say, oh, they like to swim. You can say, oh, well, oh, that's wonderful because I love to swim. And perhaps you've done some, you know, camp experience with swimming. Sell yourself, sell those really positive attributes that you have because you all have them. And they vary. And obviously, we're all different. We're all looking for different things. We all need different types of people. Who is an au pair for my family might not be the same au pair as for Emily's family. So it's about finding that connection and speaking to people and being honest and talking about compatibility and what your expectations are and what their expectations are, so that you can find someone that is going to fit well with your personality because you want to have a great year. We want that for you. We want you to be with a family where you feel happy and secure. And that's the wonderful thing is you can be in another country in a safe environment because you're not by yourself and you have a lot of support. So number one is talk about the family. That would be my number one thing, and compatibility.
Okay, perfect. Now, Emily, we all know that it doesn't always go right, and you unfortunately have that task in your day where you do have to manage fires and, help out in tough situations. Talk about rematching. What is rematching? Why does it come about, and what's the process?
Rematch can be for multiple different reasons. Some good, some bad, some indifferent. It could be as simple as a host family is moving to an area that AuPairCare no longer services. So therefore, we've got to get the au pair rematched to a family where we have a local area director within Department of State guidelines, which is 1 hour.
Mhm.
It could also be a personality mismatch. So maybe they interviewed too quickly, maybe they didn't ask the right questions, maybe some dynamics changed from the interview process to getting in the home. Like something is not working. Our first step is, first of all, open communication, right? So if you have an issue or something and you need help learning how to navigate it to talk to your host family, then you want to partner with your area director. Let your area director help guide you along maybe the best way to present the issue. But ultimately, it is best for you to be able to communicate with your host family because that is how the problem will get resolved. If there is no production from that conversation, then we go into a mediation. And a mediation is where everyone's at the table, the host family, the au pair, and the area director. hopefully we can get to a resolve, and then we have a timeline of whatever the issue is to be worked out, and the area director will check in on you. And should it come that this is not going to work out, that's when we enter a rematch period. A rematch period is 14 days. That you are expected to stay with your host family, and sometimes that can feel awkward or uncomfortable because you have tension for maybe whatever has happened. So we expect everybody to be mature adults and still be able to function like decent human beings. And then if you work, that's great because it's great for you with money and it's great for them for childcare until you find your new host family at the end of that rematch period. If you don't work, then housing and food is you're still cared for. If for some reason they cannot house or there's an egregious or something crazy situation going on, then our area directors do house, or we find the support that you need to get through that transition period, to go to a new host family that you can be successful in.
Perfect. And extensions, that's really fun, guys. If you love your family, I know Emily's had her extensions with our girls. So you can extend for 6, 9, or 12 months if you're having a great time with your current host family. You can stay with them for that extended period, and that AuPairCare will handle in country. You don't have to come home. It's just a process of doing a bit of paperwork. And so you roll into your next 6, 9, or 12 months. So your maximum program length will then be the 2 years. Now, let's scooch on to our next slide, if it will work with me. There we go. Very important. I think we've touched on some of these items, but let's break this down a bit. So, Melissa, screening of host families. How does AuPairCare recruit a family? You know, a lot of the families, parents, girls ask us, like, is it safe? Who are these families? What is the process
Right.
the family has to go?
Really, absolutely, and really valid because we want this to be a safe and positive experience for you. So the first thing is a family will do an application in the same way as you do an application. They will do an application. Part of their application is a background check. So we're making sure that this family doesn't have anything that is not appropriate for you to be placed in their home. And so they'll have a background check. They will also have an in-person interview where all members of the family are present. So our area director, or the person that you actually go, and she'll be your area director if you choose a family in that region, she'll go and she'll sit down and she'll talk to the family about the program. She'll meet them. She'll talk about expectations. She'll talk about things that au pairs are able to do within the guidelines of the program. So making sure they understand it's childcare related duties. So they talk to them about that, and they'll make sure that the family understand that it's a cultural exchange program. They understand and they're interested in experiencing your culture in addition to sharing theirs. So there's lots of things that are discussed with them at that time. Not all families that apply are accepted. If we don't think they are suitable, we won't accept them. So don't be concerned with who you're going to go to. The great thing about when you're interviewing, if your mum and dad want to be on the video call when you're getting close to finding your match so they can see who you're going to live with, absolutely. Host families love to see your parents. They love to see your loved ones. And, you know, as a parent, we know that it's important to know where our children are going. So it's a nice way for your parents to feel really secure too about where you're going.
Yeah. And the monthly check-in process, what's that about? What do you do? Who does it? What is the purpose of it? What is a monthly check-in?
Emily, you want to take that one?
Sure. So the monthly check-in is painless. It really can take 32 seconds. It's in your portal. So once you are matched, you have a portal, your host family has a portal, and it's really just a touch base to see what fun thing you did. What's going on? Are there issues? Are there any DOS compliance concerns, scheduling concerns? And this gets checked by your area director and confirmed. And really, that it's just to help build that relationship and start conversation points. And that's monthly. And then quarterly, which is every 3 months, you have a personal touch base with your area director because she needs to hear your voice. She needs to, well, and also monthly, you have cultural connections, which are fun events that your area director plans and puts together for you all to meet in person. Those are amazing. Please do those. Um, but so this is just a way to help build relationships and have those check-ins and to make sure that there's nothing that we don't know about going on so that you can get the support that you need.
Emily, we talk about the clusters, we talk about the area director that's within an hour drive away. How many au pairs are in that community as well? When an au pair arrives, what can she expect to have like a friend circle already waiting for her, right?
Most definitely, yes. So most of our areas have at least five. Some of them are new and growing.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them have been established and have gone and grown crazy, like Nashville, for instance. 10 years ago, we had one area director in that area. Now we have three. There's 60 au pairs up in that area. So there are numerous. I mean, it's so hard to say. You can be anywhere from 5 to 60 people in a group in an area, but then sometimes that's one area director. So there's bigger clusters around you. And then there's other cultural au pairs or people that are here for different reasons as well that help build that network in those communities as well.
Yeah. And fun activities, what did you do as an area director? What was your favorite monthly
So I was the
activities?
best area director. We did the favorite one was we went paddle boarding.
Uh-huh.
So we did a picnic by the lake and we could rent some paddle boards and everyone showed up for that. They love Friendsgiving, and
Mm-hmm.
Friendsgiving is a play on Thanksgiving that is celebrated here in the US. And everybody brought something from their home country to share, and we all just ate and talked. So those are probably the biggest ones, but gosh, they do baseball events, football events, ice skating,
Mm-hmm.
Christmas lights, like
Yeah.
and then sometimes you keep it quiet and do a coffee shop, but they're all really fun and exciting.
So if you're new, guys, we do encourage you to go make your friends, meet your friends. Don't be shy. Don't stay at home. That's kind of when the homesickness comes in and the culture shock and whatever. So you kind of want to get out and you want to start doing fun things on program just to get into the swing of things and make yourself settled as quickly as possible. Now, we've spoken about some of the really cool things that au pairs get. Obviously, a lot of the in-country support, the visas, paperwork, the insurance, all that sort of thing. Another fantastic thing about this program is that your flights will be provided one way and one way home, provided you stay your full 12-month contract. So the program covers that flight cost, which at the moment we all know getting out of SA on an airplane is very expensive. So that makes this program nice and affordable. We did speak about vacation time. So sometimes each family may not make you work on the weekends, and then other times you may work maybe a half day or 1 day, but you're supposed to get your 1.5 days off per week, your full weekend off per month, your 2 weeks proper vacation time where you can either just chill at home or go on a nice road trip. And then at the end of your program year or 2 years or extra 6 months, however long you stay, you'll also receive a 30-day extra period where you can then go and travel. So guys, there are so many great benefits. Emily, about the educational, a lot of South Africans ask this educational allowance. What am I going to study? What am I going to do? What are a lot of the au pairs signing up for course-wise in America?
So that really depends on your area and your need and your interest. Here in Knoxville, where I'm at, all of my au pairs have done a weekend course. A couple of them have gone in person to get all of their hours done in one weekend. And they wanted to see a new area, which is great too, but the local colleges are a little expensive.
Mhm.
So that's the best option here. But
Yes.
in other cities, you get free English classes, or there's certain Coursera classes that are offered. So there's every region has its own opportunities. And so you just need to find what works best for you. The DOS has allowed us to take one online course per semester. However, in person, I feel like is always
Yeah.
best. So if you can find a class that's reasonable and next to you, go meet those people, get that American classroom setting, and then and the education requirement typically is not that invasive. So finding a class that works with your schedule and your host family's schedule is also very important.
Yeah. And now to get your return flights, guys, you must complete your educational credit hours on the program. Like Emily said, it's really fun. You can do a weekend trip. You can do a bit of online. You can do some in classroom. And if you're completely lost, that's what your area director is there for. There's a portal. It covers everything. It'll be, these are your local colleges. Check them out. Go have a look around. But the area directors are there to help you and guide you through these little things that you might not be sure of. So lots and lots of fun things. Now, two very exciting and exclusive benefits to AuPairCare and OVC with our program. Number one is our higher stipend. So AuPairCare and all of our families will pay a minimum of 215 USD per week. So most au pairs are earning the set 195 and 75 cents. Our au pairs get that little bit of extra. Now, $20 a week doesn't sound like a big thing, but over a year, it's almost $1,000 more that you earn with AuPairCare and OVC. Emily, when do you pay your au pair? Is it a Friday? Is it cash? Do you make them open a bank account? We have all these little questions that come up with our girls.
Of course. So we communicate that. So we don't make them do anything, but we see what they're comfortable with and what we're comfortable with, and what has worked best for my family is we do get to set up a bank account, and I can just push money from my account to theirs because we're at the same bank location. Some people do Zelle, some people do Cash App. Like it really just depends on what you and your family works best.
Yeah.
Having a set payday every week, though, is very important. Keeping track of those paydays. We pay every Friday. That's what works best for our family. Some families get paid differently. So it really needs a conversation on what that looks like, but you should never be paid, um, like you should never be owed weeks.
Yeah.
So yeah, you might be a week behind, but you should not, like, I'm confusing myself. You'll be here a week and then you get a payday. But it should not, you should not be here a month and not have been paid
Yeah,
yet, is my point. So you
absolutely.
should be getting paid either in advance or on schedule.
Okay, perfect. And guys, our very, very exciting, if you are part of the program and you know about it, is our New York Connect. Now, what is it? It is a fantastic way to make connections before your program even starts. So you may fly from around the world, girls come from around the world, and you all convene in New York, and you spend 2 nights at a hotel in New Jersey, just outside of the city. And that day you arrive on the Tuesday, and the full day of the Wednesday is just an amazing opportunity to go and see New York City. It's a great way to connect. It's a great way to get over maybe a little bit of jet lag, get excited, maybe even meet au pairs that are going to the same location as you. So once you finish that connect, you fly on to the same area together. But it is just a great way to start the program without having to arrive and go straight to your host family's home and crack on with the work and things like that. So no cost to you, accommodation, New York City tour and transport, everything is provided at the expense of AuPairCare and the program. And all you have to worry about are your 2 dinners at the New York Connect, and any personal items. So if you want some souvenirs from New York City, but it is an absolutely fabulous way to start the program. and there will be AuPairCare team members at the hotel. So any kind of questions you want to ask when sort of just navigating and starting program, if there's anything that comes to mind, there are people on the ground for that. So you'll fly Monday, you'll arrive on Tuesday, maybe early, maybe a bit later, but au pairs arrive the whole Tuesday. And you kind of all just chill at the hotel. There is a mall down the road, but you can stay at the hotel. It's got lovely facilities. And then early the next day, you get up, have a lovely breakfast at the hotel. And then shortly into the morning, you'll head out, spend the whole day in New York City, come back, gather yourselves together, do a final little sort of parting thing on the Thursday, and then from there you'll either go back to the airport, or your host family will pick you up from the New Jersey hotel. You will not get this with any other au pair agency. So for us, it is a very amazing exclusive benefit, and something that might just make you want to sign up with OBC. So we're going to help you again with the process of applying, registering, creating your portal. That portal, after your interview, is going to be submitted to the team over at AuPairCare Admissions. Now, we had Laura from Admissions on. We did record the webinar. If you want to know how to make a perfect application, we do have a recording of that where we've gone into detail about what to do at each of your different sections and how to make a great app. But you have heard tonight from Melissa, photos, video, no filters, guys. No funny things in your videos. Make it real, make it yourself. Get that profile live, have interviews with families. Melissa, talking about interviews with families, we never really touched on that. What is your recommendation for not how many families, but kind of how many families an au pair should maybe chat to, how many times they should chat to that family to connect?
Sure. What's very interesting, and the thing to keep in mind, is that families usually have a pretty small window of time that they're going to interview. So they're going to want to come on, they want to interview girls, and they generally want to make a decision within 2 weeks of when they start interviewing. So you need to keep that in mind, simply because you don't want to talk to them. They're fantastic. They're great. You're like, oh my gosh, these are a really great family, but I'm not sure. Maybe I should talk to some more families before I decide, which 100% I think is important for you to make that right decision. But just, I would say usually, 2 to 3 families, and you should be able to decide if you're feeling that connection with them. And again, it's like touching on the compatibility. Rather than where they live, it's like, are they really nice? Do they seem really interested in you as a person? Do you see yourself being part of this family? And if you do, then don't hesitate and just go for it, because wherever you are, whatever you do, you're going to have an amazing time. So I would say, 2 to 3 weeks. Families are going to decide who they want. So don't put them off. If they want to talk to you again, usually it's within a couple of days of that initial contact with you. A lot of times families will do an initial phone call with you, video chat, that's just like a meet or greet. It might just be the mom, it might be the dad, just maybe one member of that particular family. So you have a great conversation, you see if you've got a good vibe going, and then, they say, hey, love to chat with you again. Can we talk again in 2 days? And you'll talk and you'll set up a time. And then on the next call, you'll probably have everyone in the family come on to meet you. You'll want to meet the children, even if they're toddlers and they can't quite talk yet. It's so cute just to see them come up and like look on the camera at you, and and you can, it's tricky, isn't it? Because you can only do so much on a video call, but you really can engage with the children, and you really want to, if they're like waving, you want to wave back, and you want to ask them, what did you do today? Do you like to color? Do you interact with the children? Don't just kind of go, You know, you want to say, oh, hello, Isabel, I'm so glad to meet you, you know, or whatever. Just
Mhm.
engage and try to let your beautiful personality shine through when you talk to families.
Okay, lovely. So after that whole process, guys, now we're talking quick. So you go live, you start hearing from families almost instantly. Within 2 to 3 weeks, you've had multiple conversations, families reaching out. Some of our girls have been selected by 4 families the very first night they go live. So it can be quite an overwhelming process, but just take a breath, make your points, have those 1 or 2 conversations, get comfortable, make sure it's the right match. Don't rush, but also don't drag it out, and find that perfect match. And at that point, you would have agreed on a specific start date. And at that point, we want to start pushing for your visa, get you into the embassy, and after your visa approval, and in that time, AuPairCare will be booking flights and holding that on. And at the same time, you'll also be starting your online training and preparation for the program. So there's some modules on your portal that you'll be accessing, and 2 webinars as well that you'll be doing. So there's a lot of things to get done, but we'll guide you step by step. Don't ever feel overwhelmed by any processes or anything, because that's our job, to get you through step by step of the way. Now, very quickly, to qualify, enter before 26, South African and Namibians, you want to have a lot of childcare, minimum 300 hours with your 2 non-relative references, valid license, valid passports, clear criminal record, and then all the fun stuff. The sports, the music, the creativeness, the artsiness, all that kind of stuff that's going to boost your application. Don't be shy. Americans are not shy people. They talk a lot. They want to get to know you. They want you to brag about yourself and to tell yourself on paper and in video to them. So be sure to put all those little tweaks and things that you might think your hobby is a bit weird. Somebody else might like it as well. So put together a wonderful application as best as possible as can be. The process of applying, there are fees throughout the process. It's never going to be here's a whole lot of money, I want to go. It is broken down into your application fee. On placement with a host family, your placement and visa fee are paid. And on traveling to the US, you're going to take your spending money with you. If you add that all up, it is less than 25,000 Rand, but we round it off to 25,000 Rand at the moment for this whole adventure. So budget your application, placement and visa, and then your spending money. If you are sitting here today and you have got your learner's license and you don't have your license, start your profile. There's a lot to do. Don't let it hold you back. If you're missing your passport or you haven't applied for your police clearance, start your application. There is so much to do over and above just clicking a button and loading the license at a later stage. So have fun with it. Start working on that application, because we have 2 amazing specials running at the moment. Until the 19th of December, you can pay 1,000 Rand less on your application fee. So you'll get away with a 3,950 application fee instead of a 4,950. And if you are lucky enough to submit your entire application by the 19th of December, we are giving away a free program fee, guys. So you won't even pay your 7,500. All you have to do is finish your application, submit it by the 19th, and go live. And you will go into our draw for a free program fee to America. So 2 fantastic Christmas giveaways for you. If you need to know where to go, if you want to see stories, if you want to hear from our au pairs, we post every day, all day. There are so many stories. You can go onto AuPairCare's Instas and socials. They have fabulous stories as well about their au pairs. But do your research and make sure this program is for you. Make sure you are ready to leave home for a year. It sounds like a long time, but I promise you it'll go very quickly. But make sure you're ready and confident to take on this experience. Find an office in your local area, as well as Namibia. Sorry, there we go. You're not on the map, but you are on the board. So contact us if you are ready to start your adventure. And literally a big thank you for you guys all being here tonight. We have run over time, so thank you for being patient and listening in. but I really hope you've learned a lot. We have really had the pleasure of Melissa and Emily today to share what it's like on the other side. And I'm really hoping we have recorded that you've learned a lot, but if you've missed anything, that we can just share that recording with you and you can scooch back. So Emily, a very big thank you. We do have questions, but if you do need to go, you can head out. But big thank you for you. Are you around for 2 more minutes?
I am. I'm available. Thank you for
Perfect.
having me.
Awesome. And Melissa, big thank you to you for taking time in your day as well.
You're welcome.
Thank you. And I know we're going to do this at the end, but any encouraging words of wisdom, Emily, and then over to you, Melissa, for embarking on this and telling our girls just to do it.
Everyone is nervous. So I think that the nerves kind of, it's excitement and you got to realize what that is, but your host family's also nervous. They want to give a great impression to you as well. So just match, try it. It's an incredible experience. I'm talking to my girls that have already gone back home. We talk regularly, and it's just an experience that they are so thankful that they've done. My family is so thankful that we participate in this. My boys absolutely love it. My oldest, when he was younger, was telling everybody we had all these kids all over the earth. And I was like, they're not actually mine, but they're like sisters to us. And so you just develop these relationships that last forever.
Awesome.
Yeah, and I would say that you might not believe it, but I was an au pair. So I have been an au pair and I came to America from England, and it was the most life-changing thing and such a huge part of who I've become. Um, just the experience in itself, it was a long time ago. I have grown children now, but I am still in touch with my family that I lived with. I am still in touch with my au pair friends that were au pairs at the same time as me. I was an area director. I'm still in touch with the au pairs that were in my group. They are now married and having children, and but we're still connected. And it's just the most amazing experience. And I would say, don't be scared.
Yeah.
Go for it. Just go for it, because it will really, really enhance your life in ways I can't even express to you. It's a really amazing, safe way to go and enjoy somewhere new and meet new people and experience a new culture. So go for it.
Amazing. Ladies, beautiful words of wisdom. I'm glad those are recorded. I think we need you in the office to help us and share the experiences. It's truly nice to hear it from your perspectives as well, from family, from a past au pair. Myself, many moons ago, was an au pair as well. And here we are decades later, still passionate about the program. It really does change your life. Over to some questions which weren't answered. Guys, if you are in matric and you are wanting to go ahead, absolutely, we do not need to wait for your matric certificate. We can take your other results. Our matric girls arrive, the very first arrival for you is the 29th of Jan in your host family's home. You'll arrive 3 days prior that in the US, but don't wait for your matric results. You can pay, you can sign up, we can take you on without that for the moment. We spoke about the families and payments. There would never really be a situation where you're not getting paid. And if at any time you would immediately speak to your host family or reach out to your area director. So that all is on board, and there should be no issues there. Host families are interviewing all year round. I know during like Thanksgiving and Christmas, it sort of slows down, would you say, Melissa?
Well, that's interesting, because not always.
Okay.
Because honestly, that's when they're not at work. That's when they really do have that sort of downtime to be able to interview.
Yeah.
So no, I wouldn't say it slows down. I mean, we're right now very busy. We have lots and lots of families that are looking.
Yeah.
So it's actually probably busier because families
Yeah.
have that free time.
And Melissa, quick one on the deadlines again. I think we're sitting on a 6-week match deadline from matching to arrival. Am I correct? I think
Right.
left it at
Yes.
draft.
So
Yeah.
right now, the next realistic arrival date is probably going to be a February arrival date for anyone who's online right now.
Okay.
Obviously, you know, as soon as your application comes in and as soon as you match, you'll see what the soonest arrival is, and
Okay.
you will determine when you do your application what your preference is for arrival.
Okay, perfect. Good, guys. So if you are looking to still leave late Jan, tight, possibly not possible unless you're in the pool, and we can pull any strings, but obviously visas and things like that, we need that time to get you into the embassy. So if you are looking for a Jan to March first quarter arrival, which is a massive time for au pairs to arrive from South Africa specifically, that is a very busy time. We have departures every month, and there's always a minimum of 2 departures per month. So you can travel Jan through December. You can state on your application what your first available month to leave is. So if it's March or April, and then families reaching out will also be wanting au pairs at the same time. And that's how you sort of have almost that first connection. Oh, we also want an au pair in April. Great, let's look at these girls. So if you still need to get your license and you're only going to get your license in Jan, no problem. You will maybe just arrive in April or May. Or if you're going to get your finances together in March or April, you would arrive in the American summer, June, July, August. Absolutely no issue. We can take you all year round. And as long as you meet those requirements that we spoke about before very briefly, but you can chat to your OVC office, you can apply any time of the year. We are always open to applications, and host families are always looking for au pairs. So thank you very much, guys, for questions tonight. We will call it at that and say again a very big thank you to our audience, and thank you to Melissa and Emily. Guys, have a very festive season, I hope. Love the Christmas backgrounds that we had tonight. And get those applications in. OVC is closing kind of around the 20th to 23rd. Different offices are closing on different dates. So if you want to get in for the special and the competition, don't delay. Contact your OVC tomorrow and get signed up. But from me, a very big thank you. My guests, see you soon, hopefully.
Thank you, everyone.
Good luck.
Happy
Bye.
holidays.